We're looking to live with prosperity in all aspects of our life, to the wealth that's within us and our ability to tap into that wealth. There's four laws of wealth. There's the law of earning, spending, saving, and investing. We're going to look now at the law of spending. The law of spending says that exchanging money, that is buying and selling, is the secret of wealth. Successful negotiation is when both people win. I'm taking an all-day seminar and putting it into 2 hours because I think we're at that point where we don't need a lot of complication and we'll just take what we need. One little tidbit that people walk around with, they're afraid of spending, afraid, I don't have enough. What should I spend things on? And one practice that I took up a long time ago was carrying a large bill with you. And large may be different for different people, whatever a large bill is for you. Might start out with $20, might just increases the sense of prosperity. Like, I have enough. If I went out to lunch and they didn't accept credit cards, or I don't even have a credit card, I know I can handle that thing. After a while, I upped it to $100. So I carry a $100 bill around. I have a teacher who was teaching this class once who tried for a while carrying a $1,000 bill around. And he said that it highly increased his consciousness about where he left his pants. So, obviously, you can overdo anything, you know. You don't say, you don't want to be worried about stuff, you know. It's like what is right for you in terms of feeling abundance. Oh yeah, I got that covered. And what we're doing is we're working with the reptilian brain. The reptilian brain is about safety and what creates safety. And so I've got the abundance thing covered, like, oh yeah, I'm safe. It's actually breaks up more marriages than sex. It's more private than talking about your intimate life. Oh, let's talk about your checkbook. You know, how is that? Are you kidding? I'm not sharing that with anyone. We're looking at now how to loosen this up, how to have flexibility with our spending. One of the things is even paying bills. You know, people sit down to pay bills and say, oh, gee, utilities have gone up, and you know, they go through a torturous process in paying bills rather than, hey, you know what? I didn't have to dig a pipeline from Alaska to heat my home. I had other people do that for me. And feel the gratitude that comes from getting a service. Gratitude is the great attitude. And when I can spend freely, I also learn how to receive more freely. Fear is the thing that clogs the pipes. And so we can take the fear out of spending. They say the richest people are people that spend it the fastest. Not capriciously, not stupidly or unconsciously or like they got holes in their pocket, but they don't obsess over it or having a lot of buyer's remorse. Oh, should I have bought that pair of leotards? It's maybe too flashy, and you know, no, I got it. I'll wear them when I want to. You know, so there's a game called the budgeting game. And again, when I originally took some of these seminars back in the old days, I actually did the exercises. But in this budgeting game is one that I'm going to tell you about. And I'm going to let you use your imagination as to how that might work for you. You might literally want to do it, which is a great thing, especially if you're having problems with finance. And that is to keep track for 2 months every dime that you spend. Literally, write it down. That in and of itself is a huge win if you're able to do that. Out of sight, out of mind. Don't want to know about it. You know, I know there's more months than there is money. Actually consciously look at, write down everything, not with judgment, not like, oh my God, shouldn't have had that Starbucks, that's could have just had some decaf at home or something. No, don't beat yourself up. Be honest about it. This is what I'm spending my money on. Now, what people would do after 2 months, then they would put their expenses into categories. Well, rent and utilities. Here's how much it went to rent and utilities. Here's how much went into food. Here's how much that went into entertainment. But don't have a zillion categories. 3, 4, 5 at the most categories. All right, now you got a whole picture. This is where does the money go? Well, now you know. This is where the money goes. Here it is, right here, black and white, maybe red. And so you look at that, and then you play the game, the budgeting game. So say, take the food expenditures. So you're spending, say, $200 a month. All right. Now, this is loosening up your mind. How could I spend half of that next month without sacrificing? What would I have to do to cut my food budget in half without scrimping, without feeling deprived? Oh, people came up with incredibly creative ideas. One person liked to play the guitar and entertain. And he said to his friends, hey, I'll come over once a week and I'll entertain you during dinner and get part of the meal. I'll get fed. Another person loved to cook. And they said, how much would you pay for lobster thermidor? And they'd give them a price and they'd say, okay, I'll create that meal for you for half the price. Because if you go to a restaurant, got all this stuff tacked on. And so they would create a gourmet meal for their friends that would pay them half of what they would pay to go to the restaurant, and they would come out ahead and get fed themselves. So people just came up with all sorts of creative ideas. Oh, one friend of mine says she loved eating popcorn. And so she offered for people to take her to the movies for entertainment just to watch her eat popcorn because she enjoyed it so much. You got to face your fears, your ego. It says no. But remember, successful negotiation is when both people win. We're going to practice that in a few minutes. That's one of the aspects of the budgeting game is you actually challenge your mind. You're wondering where your money goes. First part of it, keep track of it for a month at least, 2 months better. Secondly, make some decisions about the percentages that you see. Oh, I thought too much money was going to entertainment. And I recognize, that's not really true. And so maybe stop guilting myself for the fact that I go to a concert. So you get more conscious about the outflow and how you spend money. Okay?
A great resource for everybody, since sometimes we can get caught up in life and writing a bunch of stuff down and remembering to can be stressful. I recently found last year, which has been a tremendous help, an app called Rocket Money. It will self-track everything for you and self-categorize, and you just have to look at it and do your own percentages after that. But it will just connect to your card and it'll tell you everything you're doing. So
wow.
that helped me a lot.
Yeah, see, this is how consciousness is increasing on our planet. Here's what Luan said. People are getting tuned into this and finding ways to make it easier for us. Rocket money. Got it. Thank you, Luan. Now, there is another tip. And again, all these things I'm telling you are things I've done. Not something I just read in the book. Things I've done and I'm willing to share with you because they work. And one is tithing. Tithe is a tenth. Tithe means tenth. And so there are the Mormons, for example, who are generally known as very prosperous people, practice tithing. they give away a tenth of their income. Literally every month, or I don't know, do it by week, by month, by year. Give away tenth of their, no strings attached. And you can do it in one of two ways. You can just give it indiscriminately, or you can give it to places that you feel benefit the world. Giving it, literally letting it go. And the belief behind this is that whatever you give away totally freely comes back to you tenfold. And it's like, what do you mean? I don't have enough to scrape by as it is, and I'm supposed to give away a tenth? It's counterintuitive, but it's loosening up that lack consciousness in our life. It's opening up the spigot of generosity. There's none of these exercises that you can't follow up. We're very creative. We can have everything not work for us. But if you get the spirit behind it, that's what it is. All right. Now the pièce de résistance here for today. We're going to experiment with all these things that we're talking about theoretically, and we're going to bring it home.